Ladies and gentlemen, I was so fired up last night after doing The Last Stand that I don't think I went to bed till like 4 a.m. It was a long show. We went almost 2 hours, so we got off about noon. I don't think I went to bed till like Where is that coming from? I went to bed about midnight, I guess. Is about what time we finished. And I don't think I went to sleep until 4 a.m. So if you didn't see that show, you should go back and watch it. It was Bob Sanders. We started off talking about some American politics, and then we spent an hour and a half talking to Bob Sanders of the Great White Brotherhood. So go back and watch that. Very good stuff. And I'm doing pretty good on the throat scene. Thank you, Keisha. And thank you to the great subscriber that sent me some colloidal silver today. And I'm already a couple doses into that, so I feel like that's going to be very helpful as well. And Tracy Dyer says, gird your loins. That's so funny. But ladies and gentlemen, a new study is out, and it says that, and I don't want to misquote it, frequent sex is associated with greater enjoyment of life for men, but not necessarily for women. And this shows a couple things. This confirms some of the things that Jay Campbell talks to us about. And it also confirms some of the things he talks about and shows us and teaches us some things that I find interesting. It causes us to ponder some things. And let's take a look at this. It's not our normal show topic, but I think it's going to be helpful. I think it's going to be something that can shine some light into your life and maybe give you a new perspective on some things. And it's a little bit deceptive, the headline. I mean, they want you to read it. And of course, frequent sex associated with greater enjoyment of life from men, but not women. And that tells me right off the bat that men, collectively, we're just not that good at it. Let's face it. We're just not that good at it. And that is in confirmation with what Jay Campbell, one of the leading hormone optimization therapy experts on the planet, tells us and shows us. Men were just not hormonally optimized, and that compromises our amorous abilities a bit. Also, the fact that many of you listening to me spend more time watching porn and playing video games than you do actually interacting with real human women. That compromises your amorous abilities. Most of you eat from a sack 99-cent heart attack. You go through a drive-through 3 times a day. And of course, I'm being a little bit facetious, but you know what I'm talking about. Your diets are terrible. Your health is terrible. Obesity runs in your family. Quit lying. Nobody runs in your family. That's why you're all fat, and fat does compromise your amorous abilities. And when you're not even interested in flirting with women face to face, not on Facebook and I know there's all these things, I can't remember their names, but real life, face to face. That's one of the reasons why it's not as pleasurable for women as it is for men. But we'll move on a little bit. Frequent sexual activity, the study says, leads to greater enjoyment of life for men, but not necessarily for women. For women and men, take notes. Men, I'll give you a second to get a pen and to get some paper, because Brother Jeff is going to help a brother out right now, okay? Or for you women that like women, you could also employ these handy dandy tools. And this is from WTOP ABC Radio, December 16th, 2018. And I probably should do this really quickly before I forget and before something less than good happens. Let me go ahead and put this out real quickly. Ladies and gentlemen, There you go. Am I sharing this already? No, I'm not sharing anymore. So let me share this with you. Ladies and gentlemen, where is it? There it is. Ladies and gentlemen, federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. It's called fair use. It's allowed for purposes of criticism we're doing, news reporting we're doing, teaching we're doing, parody we're doing, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107. So that being said, WTOP reports, ladies and gentlemen, that for women, do you have your pen and paper, men? For women, frequent kissing, frequent petting, that means touching, squeezing, patting, frequent kissing. And it's so sad that I have to explain that, but I know there's some dudes like, what do you mean, like a cat, like a dog? Want me to scratch you behind the ears? That wouldn't quite have the effect that you're looking for, my friend. So petting, fondling, and feeling emotionally close to their partner was associated with higher enjoyment of life. So men, look at that. Men, frequent sexual activity leads to greater enjoyment of life. Men are all about the chicka chicka bow wow. Men are all about that. Women want frequent kissing, petting, fondling, and they want to feel emotionally close to their partner. That's what they associate with a higher enjoyment of life. And guess what, brothers? If you will frequently kiss your lady, if you will frequently pet your lady, and if you're not doing this normally, you might want to work your way up to it so you don't get hit or punched or kicked or elbowed. And you're going to get, what's wrong with you? Oh, I listen to the Christian Whistleblower. Who is that guy? Oh, I like him. That's why I'm 50% women subscribers, 50% men. So men, if you will frequently kiss, frequently pet, not scratch behind the ears, look it up, frequently fondle, and help your lady feel emotionally close to you, she will have a higher enjoyment of life. And guess what? She will want to have more frequent sexual activity with you. It's called a win-win. It's called service to others. Now, men, I know that you're not so much into the kissing and the petting and the fondling and the emotional stuff. That's why you're not getting any sex, and that's why your ladies aren't happy. I'm just being real with you, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't believe me, you can believe Dr. Edith Bracco Sanchez, because she's the one that compiled this study. 7,000 people ages 50 to 89. They correlated self-reported sexual activity in the past year with greater enjoyment of life in men and women if the men will stop being stupid. You can't walk up to your wife, push her on the bed, and expect her to have a good time. Well, not always, but that's another story. They want the frequent petting. They want the frequent fondling. They want the frequent touching. They want the emotional feelings. Frequent sexual activity was defined, and here's another thing that I just don't get. Frequent sexual activity was defined by the study's authors as having sex more than twice per month. More than twice per month. What is wrong with us? When frequent sex is defined as having sex more than twice per month, that's less than 10% of the time. There's 30 days in a month. I don't get it. What's wrong with us? I know what's wrong with us. There is a well thought out, well formatted assault on human sexuality. And I'm about to start getting into this. The powers that be, the rulers of this fear and guilt control matrix. They are intentionally trying to stop love. They're intentionally trying to stop intense, passionate sexual intercourse between awakened and enlightened men and women, because I'm telling you, and I'm going to show you, and we're going to go there, that is possibly the greatest manifesting creative act available to us while we're in these mud hut bodies. So there's a reason why having sex more than twice a month is considered frequent. Oh, frequency. I mean, twice a week should be minimum. I mean, come on. Now, I know there's some things and people, have physical limitations and things of that nature, but good grief, twice a month, I can't get over that. I'm hung up on it. When I did my little study about 3 times a week for an hour at a time, and it's still being less than 4% of your life. Anyway, the benefits for frequent sexual intercourse, even if it's twice a month: psychological well-being, quality of life, mental health, lower risk of certain cancers. Cancers a lot of times are caused by repressed anger, resentment. What's the right word I'm looking for? Grudges. Sometimes you need to just F that stuff out. I don't know how else to say it. It's only 12:42 in the afternoon, so I have to be a little bit careful. Cancers and fatal coronary events. Doc, how do I help prevent heart attack? How do I help prevent cancer? How do I improve my mental health? How do I improve my overall quality of life? How do I improve my physiological well-being, my psychological well-being? Have more sex with someone you love. Have more sex with someone you love. Although the women in the study did not report higher enjoyment of life following frequent orgasms, I read that wrong. Although the women in this study did not report higher enjoyment of life following frequent sexual activity, further studies in older women have associated sexual pleasure and specifically orgasms with increased longevity. So this study didn't show that women have increased longevity and increased sexual pleasure when they have orgasms, which almost seems like I don't need to do a study to figure that one out. But this study is focused on men and women in the real world. And because men aren't doing the things that women find conducive to them having orgasms, then women are not enjoying the sex so much. So men, this again is a great lesson for you. If you will do the kissing, petting, fondling, do the things that makes your partner feel emotionally close to you, they will want to have more sex with you, which is what you want, and you will help your partner in her psychological, physiological well-being. You'll help her mental health. You know what you say about women, men? A lot of it's your fault because you're no good at what you're supposed to be good at. Lower her risk of cancer, lower her risk of fatal coronary events, increase her longevity. And beyond the benefits for individuals, encouraging older adults to have more sex is beneficial to the healthcare system. Really, because promoting well-being later in life is a public health priority, and it will help you continue to enjoy a healthy life, boost your well-being, boost your immune system, and it shows that we tend to decrease our sexual activity substantially with age. 94% of adults in their 50s reported being sexually active, which declined to 31% in adults over 80. It's really not that hard. We know that sex is good for us physically. We know that sex is good for us emotionally. But folks, I'm here to tell you that sex is really, really good for you spiritually. And it is one of the secret weapons, if not the secret weapon. And they're trying to keep us from doing it And if it ain't no fun, then it ain't worth doing. And when men suck at it, and not in a good way, women don't want to do it. And it's like, oh, it's just too much of a hassle to even try. Because, dude, ladies, no man likes to hear, I got a headache, or not tonight, or oh, honey. Nobody wants to hear that. But men, most of the time, it's our fault when we hear that. Because if we're doing it right, remember the kissing, the petting, the fondling, the emotional stuff. If we're doing it right, she'll be coming after you. And you'll have to start saying, oh, I got a little bit of a headache, but you won't because you're a man. It's really not that complicated, but it is a conspiracy, ladies and gentlemen, to keep us from having great sex with people we love, because there's great, tremendous manifestation power. There's great, tremendous creation power. There's great, tremendous spiritual power in having sex and reaching orgasm with people you love. Frequent sex is associated with greater enjoyment of life for men, even better for smart men. And for women that are with smart men, it also gives them greater enjoyment of life. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, has it ever been more appropriate for me to say, let's get busy, than it is right now, and than it is in reference to this subject? We've got to flush the garbage that we believe. Mr. Mitt said, let's get busy. We've got to flush the bad habits, and we got to flush the stupid stuff, and we got to start listening to Jay Campbell. We got to start getting to optimization physically, which helps us get to optimization spiritually. And I'm telling you, in the months to come, 2019 is going to be a sexy year, ladies and gentlemen. Here at the Christian Whistleblower, we're going to uncover some astounding, remarkable truths. And 2018 will be a year that changes your life. And if you want to change your sex life, get rid of the television in your bedroom. If you got a TV in your bedroom, you're stupid. It's stupid. It's stupid, 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 stupid. Maria says, are there any good men awake in Calgary? Get the TV out of your bedroom. Just trying to help you. Tracy says she needs to do some research. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Jeffrey Daugherty, the Christian Whistleblower, and I'm here to help a brother out. I'm here to help a sister out. And I'm not anybody's expert on this, but I do read a lot, I do study a lot, and I have counseled a whole lot of people. And I know what works in long-term relationships. I know what doesn't work in long-term relationships. David Gregg says, thank you for touching topics that nobody else will talk about. That's kind of appropriate. Bad feng shui, says Lisa C. Yeah, absolutely. For have a TV in your bedroom. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the last generation of real humans. It's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. Work, work, work. But ladies and gentlemen, in this subject matter, I'm very happy to say we are the last generation of real humans. And let's get busy, y'all.